Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, to The View from Here, Behind Enemy Lines. Pardon my voice, I'm still getting over COVID that I had earlier this week. I feel pretty much feel more energetic than I've been, but my throat is still bothering me a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
My nose is actually.
I was too rough on you last night. That's the real problem.
What was rough on me last night?
Nothing, dear.
You fuck. Anyway, you know what I saw? I saw a post on Instagram, on Twitter, I mean, that Newsome is actually saying that he feels that he was put on this earth to save the country.
Yeah, by God.
What an asshole. What an arrogant asshole. He is one of the Hydra heads of the Antichrist, as far as I'm concerned. I'll set out to destroy this country and freedom in general.
It's quite possible. He's a chaotic spirit. Ain't no doubt about it.
Anyway, shit. He's a spirit.
But the thing is that these are the death throes of the left. They've lost, and they're desperate, and they don't want to die, and they're going to die, and they know it, and this is their swan song. This is the last gasp. This is the last run. They're desperate.
Yeah, they've been exposed. The COVID shutdown actually helped expose them and their agenda and what they were doing, how they were indoctrinating children in schools and everything. I mean, it's true. You put these kids in the hands of the government for 8 hours a day, and they're not being, education is not getting better. They're not learning to read, write, and do arithmetic. Okay, they're being groomed. They're being taught that about transitioning and stuff like that, and that we should accept all that nonsense that kids can decide to mutilate their bodies for life.
It's not transitioning; it's sterilization.
Both.
Well, they're not moving towards anything except
not transitioning. I'm sorry, mutilation and sterilization.
Right, but the thing is that they see it as transformation. It's not transformation. It is neutering. They've eliminated the possibility of them being the one sex they are. So
also, Democrats are defending transitioning, claiming that it's healthier for the kids. Meanwhile, you know that there's a 40-something percent attempted suicide rate among trans people. And what the media doesn't tell you is a lot of people who have transitioned are now trying to detransition or talking about how they regret having done what they did.
Yep.
And they tell you that it was teachers and the organizations who were pushing these ideas on them. You have to blame the psychological and psychiatric professions for this too. They enable a lot of this crap. Okay, I'd like to know what Dr. Carol Lieberman would have to say about that.
Gotta invite her back.
Yeah, we should. Anyway, so okay, since my voice is not that great today, and we decided we're going to go a little different way today. I'm going to actually let Michael take the mic for the most part, because I was going to ask him a series of questions, but I got tied up during the day and I never wrote down what I wanted to write down that I wanted to ask you.
Well, I have something I want to mention before we change the subject, and that is, I did mention something on X, and that is, I stated that they were asking, what is the story here? And I said, I gave them a definition of gender dysphoria as I understand it, and that is mental distress resulting from the belief the individual's sex established at birth is mismatched. Due to this belief, they take on a false gender identity, and at some point, they will not. They will have to come face to face with the fact that they'll never be that sex, which causes an emotional crisis. And that's so the thing is, like you said, the transgens have possibly the highest suicide rate mostly because of the fact that they're constantly finding that they can't be what they've
Keep talking.
sacrificed
I
themselves
need
for.
more sugar. Keep
Well,
talking.
you go get that sugar. So, and the reason, again, why trans issue is an issue is because of the shooting of a church.
The latest,
Yes, but that's why we're talking about it.
the most recent one, yeah.
Yes, and it is in Minnesota, right? Right. So a 9-year-old and a 10-year-old were murdered, and
11 others, 13 others were injured, were shot.
Now the thing is that, and then we have Psaki basically ridiculing the fact that they were in prayer, and that prayer did not save them. And the thing is that it may have saved the other 14, but the thing is that to besmirch prayer after there was a murderous attack on young children, and to besmirch prayer,
and to besmirch children who were praying.
Well, yes, but the point is that to do so is, as far as I'm concerned, is callous and is unfeeling. Not even Anthony Jeselnik would make a joke out of that one. So the thing is that Psaki just showed her colors, that she's just
black heart. She's a black heart.
Yeah, I would say that,
she's horrible person.
There's a list of adjectives that you can attach to her, but the fact of the matter is that whichever one you want to pick that's negative, it's probably correct. She is so foul, so miserable, so despicable that basically she's a living sickness. She's a walking, talking illness. She is a corruption. She is a demon, a miserable creature. She's a succubus. And so
that's the good part of her.
No, she's probably not into that. But anyway, a succubus is a demon that basically seduces men, gets them. I believe they're attached to a tree. No, that's a dryad. Anyway, all mythological stuff.
They suck your life force out, I believe, right?
Yeah, it's basically like a siren. It's just it's another bitch that's using her sex to go ahead and screw over a man. So, I mean, there's a long list of bitches, So, Psaki, kiss my ass. No, as a matter of fact, please don't.
No, please, no.
Get stay the hell away from me.
I wouldn't touch her with a 10-foot pole.
She's named after 2 alcoholic drinks. So what do you expect? The thing is that, of course, the usual let's ban all firearms applies not to the criminal. The presumption is if you can eradicate all firearms from the face of the earth, there won't be any firearms for somebody to shoot somebody with.
But it wasn't it Psaki who said that it's wrong to blame mental illness for what this kid did? That we should blame the firearms instead? Fuck you, Psaki.
Well, again,
another wacko piped in too.
Yeah, the left is in its death throes, and it's spouting its foolishness and its lies, and
also it's showing its mental illness. You know what Rosie O'Donnell said?
No,
she said that she was blaming the shooting on MAGA and on Trump and on MAGA supporters and on gun owners and on guns, rather than admitting it was a trans person. She thinks it was a MAGA killer.
Well, there is a possibility that because Trump had cleaned up Washington and there was no crime allowed there, he had no place else to go. Then you can blame MAGA.
No, he was in. Did you see that the video they showed of?
Let's get on to something here. I'm sick and tired of churchgoers not being packed. Okay?
That's right, not packing.
Okay, arm yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. And the thing is that stop becoming
victims.
Start becoming, sheepdogs.
Yeah, stop becoming targets, basically.
Yeah. And now, I'm not going to blame the people at the church and stuff for not being ready. I'm just saying, let's all get ready. Let's all look at this and say, you know what? If you're going to go to church and there's some wacko that cut their dicks off, that is pissed off at your church because your church may not agree with that behavior and they can't live with that, that's their shame because they can't find their fucking pride. So what are they going to do? They're going to kill those who judge them. Actually, they don't judge them; they judge the act.
The kids don't judge anybody.
Yeah, but the
They're
thing
picking
is,
on children who haven't judged them at all.
real simple. The state has got to stop promoting transsexuality. It is a crime against humanity.
Yes.
And there's the real criminals right there. Those people that not only do these medical procedures on these folks, and I call them medical procedures, even though what they really are is abortions. And so the people that actually perform these tasks to make these people transsexual, regardless of what the task is, whether it's simply drinking something cool, some sort of elixir, or actually putting false tits on them or whatever they do, I don't really care to know. Stop it. Stop allowing it. Stop allowing people who are suffering from...
Not just allowing, encouraging.
Yes, but it should not be allowed for people to perform these tasks, and the thing is
the
that
doctors in question should be disbarred.
they have gender dysphoria. They're mentally disturbed. Do not play up to them. If any other mental illness, you could, you're going to get less kickback. That's what the transgender thing is not about freedom. It's about servitude to the ideology of the sick. The people who promote this, the people that support this, they have blood on their hands, and ultimately they're the ones responsible for these individuals who discover that their life has been eradicated, that they can't be a normal human being anymore. There is no such thing as transsexuality. You cannot become the opposite sex. You want to dress up in men's or women's clothing, you go out, have a good time, but don't destroy your sex.
And don't demand that people call you what you are obviously not.
Well, you know what? I agree with I agree with that, but at the same time, every once in a while I do bump into people, given the fact that I tend to hang with a younger crowd that are trans, or at the very least they're transvestites. They're dressed up in women's clothing, whatever, and they look like shit because they have a fucking beard and they're wearing a dress and they just look fucking stupid. And I saw this one girl today. I think she was a girl. She had the crazy colored hair, but she was dressed up as a clown, as an actual clown, in her face, just her face. She had clown makeup on, and she was walking around like that was normal. And I looked at her, and I was almost going to take a picture of her, ridicule her, and I decided not to. Just another sick individual that's been given permission to be sick. Your therapist...
given permission, encouraged to be sick.
Right, but that's the same thing. The thing is that the reason why the children were killed in that church, it wasn't a school shooting, it was a church shooting, was because the individual in question was never given the support that they needed to handle the emotional distress that they were most likely imposed upon them. Because there was there's that long period where they were pushing people into trans. It happened to Elon Musk's son. So here's one of the most brilliant, one of the most, resourceful men in the world, and he got bamboozled.
Yes, he was talked into believing that his child would commit suicide if he didn't let them transition.
So the idea of a person as powerful, as capable as Elon Musk being fooled, that's very, when you love your children, okay, and you're not mentally ill, okay, when you love your children and the so-called officials go up to you and say, you got to do this, you do it because we're taught to believe in the support base that we have. Well, the support base that we have, much of it has been corrupted and is controlled by an ideology which is sick. And the only reason why they follow that ideology, the big picture, is to undermine the United States and dismantle it. We are under attack, and we have been for some time.
Long
We're
time.
at war with these corrupt factions, and they're using the LGBTQ community. They're using this trans bullshit. They're using, racism. They're using Gavin Newsom's holy war. Gavin Newsom, God talked to Gavin Newsom. He wouldn't know God if he was hit by him. It was like he wouldn't know God if God gonna pick Gavin.
Newsom is honestly, I believe Newsom is an evil person through and through.
Well, the thing is that I'm not saying that God doesn't talk to him, but I'm saying that if God
Maybe
does
it's
talk
fate.
to him, he's trying to get him to stop doing the stupid shit he's doing. Come on, Gavin. Come on. Snap out of it, pal. Come on. Get some water down in Los Angeles. Come on. Stop with the bullshit. Get these illegals out of your country. They're going to ruin it.
While we're in California, did you see the pictures, the more recent pictures of Charlize Theron and her adopted children?
I
She's
don't
got
know anything about that.
two African boys who
Okay.
she is raising as trans girls. She dresses them as girls, takes them everywhere. They are girls to her, okay? The only thing girlish about the oldest one that I can see when I see him sitting there and looking out there in a dress is he looks like what Michelle Obama probably looked like when she was young.
How old are we talking?
I would say the kid is probably 7, 8, maybe 10 tops. Probably 7, 8 years old, I think. And the other
Yeah.
one is maybe 2 or 3.
Real simple. That is child abuse.
Yes, it is.
And
Child
also,
endangerment, child abuse.
and the people that agreed to orphan those kids to them, give the kids a handout, they should take them back. But then again, we're in a sick country, and there's a lot of places when, that, the sickness is all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that this woman is raising 2 boys as girls is a sin against humanity itself.
Yeah, the thing is that the earliest figures on trans people was astronomical. The people with gender dysphoria was extremely small. Okay, now the number is in like the 1 or 2%, which is ridiculous.
Because they're being promoted by teachers and psychologists and psychiatrists and
They're
counselors.
being lied to.
Oh my God!
Quite
Yeah,
simply. And the thing is, what they're using is peer pressure to go ahead and control these children. You got a young kid, and you say you're going to have to do this, otherwise people are not going to respect you for being honest about the fact that everybody knows that you're not that sex. So
I told you yesterday that I'd seen a video of this girl, and the girl is talking. She talks like a guy, practically, right? And she was saying when she was 13 or 14, she decided she was gay. She realized she was gay, but before that, was so confused by what people were telling her that she thought she was a trans. And her stepmother, she thanks her stepmother who said, "No, you're nothing but a tomboy. That's all. You're not a trans. You're a girl, but you're a girl who has boyish qualities and so forth. But you may be gay." And turns out she found out she was gay. And she said,
I don't believe in that stuff that you're born homosexual. I don't believe that.
I'm not saying born or not born. Maybe she made a choice, okay. But
All right,
what I'm saying
she
is
may have made a choice, but the
she
thing is,
realized that she preferred women. She made a choice when she was about 14. But before that, she was being pressured by her peers and by people at school, teachers and so on, to become trans. And she was angry when her stepmother put her foot down and said no. And her stepmother said, "I'm a tomboy. I like walking around the house with flannel shirts and with
Yeah, okay.
jeans and so forth. That doesn't make me a man, and it doesn't make you a man. You're a tomboy." I mean,
Well,
I remember tomboys when I was a kid, and most of them, as far as I know, went on to get married and have families.
yeah, actually, that is historically common that tomboys, girls that are tomboys, are historically more emotionally stable than the average woman. They've basically made peace with the male self.
Yeah, just because they prefer to play war games or to play with trucks and so forth instead of dolls doesn't mean that they are boys or they should be
Yeah.
boys. And just
Well,
because a boy likes to play with dolls or likes to put
yeah.
on his mother's high heels and walk
Well,
around
little
doesn't mean
children,
that
they
the
don't know.
kid is a woman.
It's first of all, that's where GI Joe came from. But anyway, the thing is that
Yeah, G.I. Joe was basically a doll for boys.
it is a doll for boys.
Yeah.
So the thing is that as you are growing, you are exploring, and what you eventually become is a product of your explorations and acceptance and agreements. So the thing is that instead of pigeonholing people and saying this is the way you are at 6 or 7 years old, okay, let them explore themselves, and the thing is that the other thing is that it's really okay to give them guidance. Like, you know, used to be traditional that boys wore blue, girls wore pink at a very early age. So this way they could be treated like male and female at a very early age. And people go, "Well, that's disgusting. You're being sexist." You're damn right. The thing is, the point is that that's the sex they are. So let's start preparing them for it. Because remember, we're not just individuals. We're a social product. We're a product of our interactions with our social environment. And if our social environment taught people that way or characterizes people that way, you're going to fit in a little bit better if you can be that naturally.
You know what annoyed me a couple of nights ago when I went to urgent care? When I filled out the paperwork, because it was the only one open. I'd never been there before. It was a couple of miles away. So, and they were the only ones open till 9. So I went over there, and while I'm filling out the forms, it asked, "What gender were you assigned at birth?" Assigned? I wasn't assigned. I came out with a penis, so I was a boy. Period. Jesus, God assigned my gender, not my parents or.
So you agree you were assigned.
I
If
was not
God did
assigned.
it, if God assigned it, then you were assigned.
God assigned me.
Right.
God made me a boy,
How about a simple question? What is your sex?
male.
Thank you.
You know what I used to like you know what I always used to think of answering? And I did that one time, actually. I don't remember where it was. Where it said sex, and I put yes.
That's for sure.
I
Look,
think I put yes whenever I can. That's what it was.
let's talk about
That
watching.
was some online test I was doing, so I screwed around. It wasn't a serious thing.
Let's talk about Washington D.C. a little bit more.
Sure.
The federal government owns the Penn
District
Station.
of Columbia.
Yeah, the federal
North
government
Carolina, I'm
owns
sorry.
Penn Station,
Union
Washington,
Station.
D.C. Trump has decided to directly intervene with its management, which is his right since it's federal property. And people are upset. And what is he trying to do? He wants the homeless people to get their asses out of there. He wants the crime at that location to go away. And he wants visitors that are coming into the country not to be hassled.
Yeah, I mean, remember, this is our national capital. This is the face of America that a lot of people see when they go there. You don't want them to see homeless encampments. You don't want them to see homeless people sleeping all over the train station and so forth. You don't want that. You don't want panhandlers left and right hassling
Yeah.
everybody that comes by.
You don't want a shanty town, and also these people. Many of these homeless people are mentally ill,
Yeah,
and they
you don't
are.
want mothers, doing their thing too.
Yeah. So the thing is that again, he's doing the right thing, and 19 cities are going to be introduced to National Guard as a support of the local police force, because guess what? Our major cities are important, and it's time to get this riffraff out. And by the way, anybody who's interested in a job for ICE is looking for people now. So this is August 30th. So if you need a job and if you're up to it, ICE is looking for people. I don't know what they're specifically looking for, but they're looking for people. And
By the way, do you know how Newsome is countering Trump's threats of sending the National Guard in to L.A.? He has sent California state troopers to help the police in L.A. Hey, the result is the same: less crime, clean up the streets.
yeah, and also
It doesn't matter if the federal government's picking it up or if California is picking it up.
and less speeding tickets. The thing
Highway
is,
patrol.
yeah, he made an
Yeah, can you see
accusation that
Broderick Crawford going through the streets of L.A.? Take this guy, put him in jail.
he made a bunch of
Put him in jail.
accusations about Southerners.
Well, a lot of people don't know Broderick Crawford, unfortunately.
Yeah. Good old Mondavi doesn't seem to have anybody that is strong enough to take him down.
No, I beg to differ. They did a thing where it shows that if all the other guys running were to drop out and it was just him and Cuomo head to head, Cuomo would be the least
Undesirable.
desirable one. No, the least offensive, shall we say?
He's got the best chance.
Right. He would have the best chance of beating him head to head, but everybody else would have to drop out. If other people are in there splitting the vote, Mondami's going to win.
You know what?
I would like to see this Jewish guy who's running against Mondami. Where did he flee from? He's a survivor from.
Don't know
I
who.
can't remember. You don't know. You haven't heard about it.
I haven't really been following that very much.
Well, I've been following it a little bit this week. I haven't been watching too much of the news because, like I say, I've been sick all week. So
yeah,
I spent most.
I've been working on my game company, so I've been doing a lot of work on that. So, but the weather's been great, isn't it?
No, I know. The guy's family fled from Cuba. That's what it is. His family fled from socialism, and he knows what it is, and he's running to keep Mondami out of office because he doesn't want New York to go to the same way Cuba did. That's what it is.
Right.
He's a Cuban.
Right. Well, Texas has 5 new seats that are going to be filled by.
Is that already official?
Yeah, it's done.
Crockett's still there. When is she getting kicked out? Because her seat is gone. Thank God. Oh, and you know who else is going too? That guy Al Green, not the singer, not the singer, the one who waved his cane at President Trump and
the one that looks like a chia pet.
Yes, the guy who badly in need of a shave.
Chia.
You know what? I think the Democrats elected him because he seems to be the proof to them that man did evolve from primates. I mean, come on, the guy does look like a primate.
I actually thought he looks like a horse's ass.
Speaking of hairy people, I saw this one woman with this big nose ring, right? And she's saying, you know what the MAGA people really hate? This is what they hate. She puts her foot on the chair and gets it close to the camera. She goes, this, look. And she shows a hairy
leg.
Right? Very hairy.
What?
She goes, MAGA people hate this. I'm saying, yeah, anybody with taste would hate that.
What are we talking about? I still don't know.
She has hairy legs.
Oh,
she
that's it.
Her legs, which is fine. You don't want to do that, but don't say that. Oh, MAGA people hate this. No, people with good taste generally hate it. I mean, there are some men who get turned on by it. Okay,
it depends upon
sexual preference. That's not normal.
It's not. Well, it's not a question of normality. It's normal to grow hair. It's a question of it's conventional that the average woman shaves their legs. That's what we've
Except
been
in
doing.
France.
So if
Except in
you know,
France.
when I was a kid, there were
Not in
a
France.
couple of hippie girls that let their hair grow on their legs, and I'll be honest with you, I'd screw the shit out of them. So it doesn't matter.
You want the shit out of them?
I'd screw the shit out of them.
Well, yeah, they were still the hair was still like baby hair, and they weren't allowed to shave yet.
Who cares? That
Yeah,
who
yeah.
cares?
Well, your hormones are raging at 14, 15.
Yeah, well, it's not even a question of age. I mean, ultimately, does it really matter? No, I don't care. I would prefer a woman take care of herself traditionally because that's what I'm used to. But the
All right,
fact of the matter is,
wait. Let's
if
take even some who is.
hard dicks have no brains. They don't need to understand.
Wait a minute. Would you? Okay, let me see. Name some woman who you like who is kind of plain, nothing extraordinary, plain, decent looking, but plain.
Margaret Thatcher.
Well, she's old though.
Yeah,
But
but she was
you
plain.
know what? I'd rather screw Margaret. I'd rather make love to Margaret Thatcher than make love to Jen Psaki.
Are you kidding me? I would love the hell of making love to Margaret Thatcher because
And the
anybody,
Iron Lady, yeah.
any woman that's willing to go to war, okay, has got to be hot in bed.
So you go to bed with Golda Meir, huh?
In her good days, yeah.
When she was a teacher.
Well, I don't, you know, I mean, like, you know, in truth, what makes a woman sexy, as far as I'm concerned, is not primarily her looks, although that does matter to some point. It
Intelligence,
is her attitude.
attitude, yeah. What do they call it? Confidence.
I had a shock this week. I found out that an old friend of mine that I kind of grew up with, a girl, I won't mention her name, passed away this week. And she was part of the group that I hung out with when I was a teenager. So I spent many years hanging out with her, maybe a total of 20 or so. And I liked her. And yeah, she's dead. So that was a shock to the system. That
That's
was
the
just all of a sudden it felt like somebody was sitting right next to me and died right then and there. That's how it felt. It was so strange.
The last couple of weeks ago, another fellow classmate of mine passed away. Also,
Yeah, I think that's going to happen a lot now.
yeah, as the years go on, it happens. We've lost from a class of 100 and how many were there? 170 or 100? I forget now. We've lost about 30 or so people.
That's not
It's
bad considering
not too
their
bad,
age.
no.
That's
I
pretty
mean,
good.
probably a century ago, you would have had at least half the class under the ground already.
Yeah, but most of them would have been killed by swords or catapults or trebuchets.
100 years ago? No.
Yeah, trebuchet was pretty amazing weapon.
That's the way it was. Kind of like a catapult, but it shot on a javelin, right?
No, it threw stones.
Oh,
It's
that's the one that threw stones.
yeah. Well, there's two different types that I'm familiar with. There's the trebuchet, which basically kind of
Like a
you
slingshot.
had this heavy weight and it would drop down and flip the whole thing. And then there was the other one where you would use ropes and stuff, and you would basically
Pull
pull
it
down on it, and
and
then
then let
the
go.
release of the tension of the ropes would send it off. I
Yeah,
believe that
wait. That's
trebuchet,
a trebuchet, isn't it? And the catapult was the one that you pull down and then.
right, and then
Okay.
you'd knock it out.
Yeah.
So
And what was the one that shot javelins?
that I don't know.
That was kind of a trebuchet, I think, right?
No, it wasn't a trebuchet. It was something else. It might come to me when I did Dungeons and Dragons. Well, I knew what it was.
Nah. Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
But
I
I
really don't
remember.
know
I
what to say.
remember. It's a ballista.
Ballista. Yes, ballista. That's it. Yes.
But speaking of Dungeons and Dragons, there's a new game out is meld with a another game. There's a game out that's called Horrified Universal Monsters, which is a great cooperative game. And now they have Horrified Dungeons and Dragons, where you're again a cooperative game against the monsters in the game, and you take on the role of one of these heroic characters, like wizard or fighter or a thief.
Okay.
So, and it's affordable. It's like $30. You can get it at Targets. It's pretty cool. I'm tempted to buy it, but I have so many other horrified versions. I have horrified
Okay.
Universal Monsters, which is excellent. If you want to kill Dracula, the Wolfman, uh, the Mummy, and the Invisible Man, that's the one to get.
But I mean, those are characters in that game.
Yes.
And what's the
It's,
name of
it's,
the game?
it's horrified Universal Monsters. All the
Oh,
monsters that we grew up with. Frankenstein. Frankenstein's interesting because Frankenstein and his bride are in the game. And if they come together, then you lose. So basically, it's kind of like a sailor trying to get laid in Bangkok. By the way, I found out, I don't know if this is new news or old news, the movie Snow White that Disney made, I
Yeah.
believe, is historically the worst flop ever made.
Good. It surpassed. What was that? That western that cost $40 million and
Oh,
at the
Heaven's
time,
Gate?
Heaven's Gate. Yes.
Yeah.
Worse
Yeah.
than Heaven's Gate. Okay. I got to write this for the show notes.
But
So Snow White is the biggest bomb of all time.
yes.
And also, Disney has ruined several franchises.
Yes.
They have ruined Star Wars. They have ruined the Indiana Jones franchise. Okay, and they've ruined. What else did they ruin? They've ruined all the Marvel stuff that they've touched.
And themselves.
Too bad they don't go out of business altogether.
Yeah, so, but the thing is that it's not Disney per se that ruined them. It's their wokeness that
It's
destroyed
the wokeness of the people running the company.
Right. But that's the thing. That's the point. So if they had followed the old formulas, they would have been fine. So the heart of it is they're pro bullshit, And also Cracker Barrel is putting back the original logo. Yeah. They got their asses kicked. They lost $100 million.
Oh, well, more than $100 million. I think they lost. It really came crashing down their stock.
I understand they lost the equivalent of $100 million from just removing the logo. So just think about that. It just works.
Oh, you know what Scott Adams calls the lady who's in charge, who was in charge of that and did that change? He says it's a lady who seems to be wanting to look like an owl. I mean, the way her hair is and her face, and she's got the thick glasses and so forth. He says she just looks like she wants to be an owl.
Reminds me of the
wasn't
movie
very wise, obviously.
The Devil Wears Prada.
So you know what happened? Dylan Thomas, Budweiser was screwed up big time. Target said, "Here, hold my beer," and they went and screwed themselves even more.
Absolutely.
And now these guys, Cracker Barrel, did the same thing, but they turned around within a week. So they said, "Oh no, this is not good. This is not good."
Well, the thing is that basically, if you're not a redneck, what the hell are you doing at fucking Cracker Barrel? I mean, Cracker Barrel, I'll be honest with you. Cracker Barrel's the last.
Leaning on the barrel.
Cracker Barrel, I will only eat Cracker Barrel if there's no place else. It's a grease ball.
I don't think I've ever been to a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, well, you haven't missed anything.
I may have seen one in my travels over the years, but I don't think I've ever stopped at one. However, it's basically a country store, and it caters to people out in the country.
Well, no, that's not really true. It caters to people who think they are country-esque. There's one in New Jersey, in Allendale. I'm sorry, Clifton? No, Clinton. Clinton. There ain't no backwoods. So the thing is that
Money Town these days.
They also Cracker Barrels you'll find on the highway. People are looking for a familiar name. It does draw a more conservative crowd, I think. But, their locations are strategic. They're meant to get
I would
people to drive
venture
by.
to say, I would venture to say that Howard Johnson's lost a lot of, basically went downhill after it changed its motif, its logo, and everything. Everybody saw that. What was that? The blue roof, I think.
Okay.
I don't remember now. Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, it was ubiquitous. We used to drive around on vacation and so forth, and you see Howard Johnson's all over, and you knew it was
See,
decent accommodation.
Howard Johnson's a lot of times was a hotel and an eatery.
A restaurant or
Okay, I don't know
what
why
the
that
hell happened
happened.
here?
Are you fucking around?
Wait, yeah, hold on.
Then
No,
stop doing that
I
shit.
changed the picture because your picture was unflattering to you. It was very
Okay.
unflattering.
Well,
It,
you know
it
what?
had you down like this, and your
Is
hair was all messed
not
up.
having a
Like,
picture.
I had no, the thumbnail that would have shown up would have shown you as as a guy who's older than the cracker in Cracker Barrel.
Okay.
No, it was really unflattering. Now you look good. You're framed by the American flag behind you, and you're looking forward. You look good.
Thank you.
You look good. As good as you can ever look, at least anyway.
Hey, I'm not a spring chicken. Let's see what else. We made fun of Newsome, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know what's going on with the Ukraine. Trump got a lot of flack for the mentioning the fact that he was going to allow 600,000 Chinese students to
Yeah,
come
it
to.
turns out that was bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured it was a
Yeah,
negotiation tactic.
no, it turns out that the administration was saying no, that's horseshit. There's no 600,000 Chinese going to be allowed in. That's the Democrats and the media trying to scare the shit out of people. They're
Okay.
trying to put Trump down for that.
Well, I thought that maybe what he was doing is he was letting these students come in so he could vet them, and if they're spies, would throw them in jail.
You know what? The tariffs are taking place, are starting to kick in now. Most of the tariffs, the majority of the tariffs, are starting to kick in over the next couple of days. So we will see the effect it has on prices by next week.
Hey, all I know is the eggs are cheap.
But people are already blaming the tariffs for prices that are high and this and that. I had one guy in the football league go crazy on it because he said he paid 1,400 something for his heater or whatever. But that didn't. It wasn't even a tariff thing. It wasn't even a tariff related. It's just an inflation related thing. And inflation has gone down a bit, but what people aren't talking about, what the media doesn't want to tell you is, despite the fact that prices have gone up, inflation has continued, we've also greatly increased our income through the tariffs, and that's going to increase starting next week a lot more.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm amazed that the price of eggs have dropped radically.
They don't talk about eggs no more. No, no, no.
Gas, gas has gone down a little bit. Uh,
Yeah, gas is two something.
$2.90 was the last I paid a gallon.
I've paid as little as 285 sometimes, and even 281
Right. What kind of gas you using though?
regular.
I understand that, but what kind of gas?
Oh, depends. Sometimes Delta. Sometimes I've even seen Gulf. Gulf. Believe it or
You're
not,
not
I've seen.
using a top tier gas.
No. I've seen Gulf and I've seen Mobile
Gulf is
at
not a
two
top
eighty
tier.
one. I
It
saw
is.
Mobile, which is very expensive, at 281 the other day.
That's they're right up
And
there with X.
Sunoco has traditionally, for years now, Sunoco is always 10, 20 cents higher than anybody else. I've seen Sunoco for the same price that Delta is selling,
Well,
280s, 290s.
well, I just got gas a couple of days ago at Sunoco in Jersey for $2.90.
That's a good price for Sunoco. Sunoco used to be way higher than everybody else.
About a year ago, I was paying close to $3.90 a gallon.
Yeah. There are two gas stations off the parkway here. One is an Exxon station, one is, oh my God, a Shell station. Those two stations. Meanwhile, in the rest of the town, we've got Delta and a couple of others that are 280s, 290s. Those guys are all like 315, 320, 310. But that's because you get off the parkway. Those are the two choices you got. Or if you're going to go out to the parkway, those are the only two choices you got. Unless you want to go out of your way by a mile or a mile and a half to get it cheaper.
Right.
So,
So,
surprisingly, one time I stopped on the parkway to get gas because I was really running low, and I was shocked. It was cheaper on the parkway than it was in town.
wow.
That never happened in history. Okay, the parkway used to be, for example, if gas was selling for $3 in town, on the parkway you'd easily pay $3.65.
Yeah, I know. The parkway, you have no choice.
Yeah, but it was amazing that they were cheaper than it was in town the last time I went there. I don't know what it is now. I don't go to the parkway gas stations if I can avoid it. It's different if it's, I guess, if it's in an area like the John Bon Jovi rest area. That's what they call that one near my son. What do you? Yeah, why do you have that thing? And you got the black. What are you getting ready for your? What do they call it? Your OnlyFans taping or what?
What's the matter? You afraid of little man flesh? My problem is every time when I look at the image of myself, I cannot coordinate myself to.
Yeah. Now you got this one straight and the other one's.
No, it's messed up. There you go.
That's right. Oh wait,
It's boring
the
though.
buttons messed up too. No, you're okay. Well, one day I did the show, and after the show, I looked and I thought my shirt looked a little screwed up, and it was because I had the buttons buttoned wrong from the bottom up. So like one side was up, and I couldn't straighten the collar
And
out.
you did have it all screwed up.
Yeah, I didn't have the collar. The collar wasn't correct. Excuse me a sec.
So, just folks, when you go to our website, there is a link to Friendly Fire Board Games, which is a game company that I own. And in a few days, you'll be able to print
What are you babbling about? I didn't hear.
a free copy. Shut up. A free copy of the Mirror Scrolls of Dominovia, which is right now is in the selector TSOD, and go there, and in a few days you'll be able to get a free copy of the game. I figure if you're going to leave, I might as well go ahead and promote myself.
That's fine. Please promote it. That's fine.
Yeah, I just played it with 4 people. I think the child that we played with was 6 years old. The kid needed a little bit of help, but you can play it with a younger child as long as they're attentive and you have adult supervision.
Mm-hmm. All right. Do we have anything else you want to cover before we're going? We're almost at an hour here.
See, we already talked about it's, man. Print. There's just so many. It's easy to bash the left, so forget about that. The Ukraine. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's going on in.
Oh, by the way, Germany has built the largest weapons factory in Europe now, and
Nice.
they're going to be providing I forget how many hundreds of thousands of drones to Ukraine. It's like the one comedian said though, it's kind of dangerous to have Germany building factories to build weapons because they have been known to start world war.
Well, the thing is that I understand that Russia has, been hurt by the Ukraines, but the fact of the matter is that if Ukraine does not give up some territory and this continues, Russia will continue to mow them down and take everything.
No, it's better that they give up the Crimea and then you know what an ideal thing somebody mentioned an ideal thing would be okay, we'll stop fighting and then in 2 years we will have a vote in those areas, and they will vote. I mean, this would have to be contingent on both countries agreeing. The people there would vote: do we want to stay with Russia or we want to go back to Ukraine? Now, Crimea would be out of it because Russia needs Crimea. They need the access to the Black Sea. No leader of Russia would ever give up that thing.
There's no reason for Russia to concede on anything because it has the territory.
It has the territory, yeah.
So you're not giving them anything. You're just simply acknowledging it that they took it. That's
And
all.
people say, "Oh, you can't do that." Hey, throughout history, countries have changed borders because of wars. You know, it's nothing new. It's nothing. It's not anything that's unprecedented.
Yeah. The
Okay.
Virginias. So the thing is that I don't know what's going on there. Elon Musk is.
Let me plug this in before it dies by itself.
Why would you wait? Anyway, the
Because it
thing
was
is,
fully charged when it started.
yeah, well, keep it plugged in all the time.
No.
Anyway, Elon Musk seems to be okay now, although he did something kind of stupid. He said that if J.D. Vance ran for president in
Support him.
2028, he would back him. Like, you know, fuck you. That's no apology. That's just you maneuvering.
Well, no, he knows it would actually help the Democrats if he started a third party.
Well, the other thing is that Musk finally got his new spaceship to take off without blowing up.
Yes, finally, and they put up 10 or 20 dummy satellites.
Okay.
I guess they just put them out there just to make sure that they could do it.
Presuming they are dummy satellites.
Presuming they're dummy satellites, true.
The other thing is just because it's a satellite that doesn't have any electronics doesn't mean you can't bounce signals off.
Not only that, just because he is not a government-funded and government-controlled entity doesn't mean that he can't lie about what he put up there anyway, just as the government does.
Well,
No, we don't put weapons in space.
Well, you know what? If those things are made out of lead, yeah, let's throw a couple of those. Let's drop this satellite into the Kremlin.
All right, I think we're gonna finish it
I
here.
think we're good.
I think we're good. We hope you enjoyed this episode of The View from Here, Behind Enemy Lines. Please like and share the episode. Like and share the show. Please follow us on Rumble, Spotify, whatever platform you listen or watch us on. YouTube and which one? YouTube or
Apple
Podcasts. If for those who do audio only, and please please write a review too, and give us a 5-star review. That would
feedback would be nice.
That would help the algorithm so that other people can discover our show. Okay.
And we're bored. We need something to do.
Okay, folks. Have a good night, and we will see you again next time. Next week we have a guest actually coming on.
Thursday, right?
Next Thursday we're going to be taping. He couldn't make it Wednesday, so we're going to be doing it on Thursday. But it'll be a surprise when you tune in to that one.
It already is.
Okay. Have a good night, folks. See you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.